remember playing Pokemon Go constantly as soon as I got it. I walked around my cousin's neighborhood at the time because I was living in his crib, and wow, that was a time when I was a kid. But I want to go over in this video what my account looks like for someone who's been grinding for 7 years in Pokemon Go. Now, yes, I pay, and I pay a good bit of money, and that's simply because that's my entertainment. People go to the movies, people do whatever. My movie theater is Pokemon Go, and also I do this for a living. So if you're new, subscribe, drop a like on the channel. This is kind of like a fresh channel, so I appreciate everybody supporting. And let's go through the entire account. So we'll start off with some like little things. First, by the way, there's an event right now where you can get like a bunch of backgrounds, which is really sick. But we'll go over that later. We'll start off with my first ever shiny ever. Now, funny thing about this was the Turtwig Community Day. And this we will actually see come up later in our lucky trades. But this Pokemon specifically, for whatever reason, I sprained my ankle in this time. And I had to play Fortnite while doing the Community Day with a sprained ankle. So I couldn't go out. So obviously I was just playing Fortnite in my house, playing a Fortnite death run. Exactly 100, you know, like the 1,000 level death runs? I was literally playing one of those. I ended up catching literally one shiny. The shiny rates are 1 in 25. I clicked over 100 plus and got one shiny. And it was this one. So it's such a beautiful one, 100%. It's a 2-star. But it's my first shiny. My first non-shiny Community Day, and it's honestly one of my favorite shinies still to this day, is shiny Yanmega, or the baby version, if you go to our Pokédex, is shiny Yama. I'm really surprised Yama is not next to Yanmega. Alright, Yama. Yama's just a really cool one in my personal opinion. I'm a big fan of this Pokemon. It's a really dope shiny, and I got this in the neighborhood of my cousin's neighborhood. My first 100% IV was a Shundo. From what I know of course. Maybe I transferred something by accident. But I usually appraise pretty often, because I watched him at 6-7, and I always saw him appraise the Pokemon. My first Hundo was a Shundo that I got from the wild. And this was me in freshman year of high school, riding on the bus. Literally, our bus would go through like this little loop-de-loop and through the neighborhood and stuff like that. And in this loop-de-loop, I found this shiny. And it ended up being a Shundo. Genuinely insane. And to this day, I will always remember this Shundo. Because wow, 2019 was a crazy year. Cofagrigus, this was one of my first shinies that I like grinded for. Because this, I believe, was the first ever release of Shiny on Mask during the Halloween event. And I grinded for it. And eventually I got it, which was so beyond dope to be able to get that grind. First mythical, of course, gotta be Mew. Of course, gotta be Mew. Such a beautiful mythical Pokemon, 100%. I just love the mythicals. We had the Regice, Registeel, Regigigas, like, raid day thing. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, you see the raid day. So if you caught, it was Regice, Registeel, and Regirock. You have to catch all three in order to get a Regigigas. So it was really weird, but really cool that I was able to do. And I had to raid with 3 people. And with the Regice raid specifically, I literally had to power up my Pokemon in order to take out the raid. Because before, we were 10 seconds short. I powered up my Pokemon, and we were able to beat it. True story. Crazy. Shiny Weezing, I remember getting at the house. And then this was Chimchar. No, I was going to say this Chimchar Community Day, but I think this... I have a feeling this was one of those community days where it's like no, okay, that was Chimchar Community Day. Okay, it was. Because December is the community day where all the community days come back. So, my first ever lucky shiny was this Infernape that I traded, who would have thought, with my cousin. Super dope. Shout out Jack. We go forward, we have our first Groudon, 96% from the field research. Back in the day when field research was a big thing, I got a 96%. And then I also got a Kyogre, 14. You want to guess where that was from? The field research. The breakthrough research box. The one that you claim if you do field research for a week. The breakthrough research. So super dope. Shiny Sceptile. So I started getting, this looks like the community day of December, where it all comes back. All the community day through the entirety of that year. We were able to get Bagons, Swinubs, Ralts, Swamperts, all that type of really cool stuff. Wow, is this nostalgic. Turtwig as well. A lot of them are in the transfer pile. Actually, though I'll probably take those out. But I have a transfer pile for like my streams that I do. But I try and not add 2019 or 2020 because it's an easy lucky trade. You know what I mean? To get lucky. Minum. I weirdly have a good relationship with the Minum when it comes to shiny rates. Not obviously as... that came off wrong. But I remember getting the shiny constantly. Where is this from? Oh. Not the best memories with this. I was actually visiting El Paso, Texas, where I had family live there, visiting for a funeral. I remember getting this on the highway when we were going back to the hotel. It's crazy what memories that you can have with shinies. Arcanine was at the hotel. Yep, up top. Wow. That's crazy. It's crazy to look back at some of this stuff. Ludicolo, Primplup. This is the... I want to say this is Piplup Community Day. Selby, look at that. Mythical, beautiful. Research Day. I want to say that's the Research Day for the Minccino. Right, Rhyhorn Community Day. Beautiful Community Day. I love that shiny. My first costume shiny was the Eevee hat. And I remember I used to screen record my clips. And because I always wanted to have a channel. And I deleted the channel that I once was going to do. But I remember I always clicked off of it and I clicked back on it each time because it looked better for the screen recording. Well, what ended up happening was it despawned as I clicked it. Luckily, it still loaded, but it gave me a heart attack as I was getting home on the late bus. So needless to say, I was stressed. But I got a shiny Eevee with the costume. Blastoise, Sentret, that's pretty cool. Phoebus as well. I want to say this is like a not like a Go Fest. It has to be something good. Because Illumise, Goldox, it has to be some type of Go Fest or something to see all these shinies. But wow, I have a lot of 2020 shinies. This might be the Safari Zone. Voltorb shiny, I believe, was Safari Zone. I was supposed to go to Philadelphia, but 2020 was, you know, that time. So instead of going to Philadelphia, which was like 2 hours away at the time, I instead just did it because it was like a global thing now. So it was really cool. Now I wish I did the park experience, but look at this. The beautiful shiny Yanma. So cool, man. Voltorbs, Ponytas, Horsey, Meditite, all the really cool shiny, and Zangoose. Now, if you're from Australia, I believe this region, you might look like this and be like, bro, I see this Pokemon 100 times a day. I am sick of it. Well, for me personally, I believe it's been since 2020 since I've seen Zangoose encounters. And honestly, what region is Zangoose? Honestly, I don't know. Oh, we were far. Hold on. A Zangoose, I don't know, but what region? So maybe it might come back for like some Unova tour or something, but it's been a while. So being able to get a couple of those was nice. But also, and I've actually traded 2 away, shiny Mr. Mime. So if you're from England, you're probably like, I see this Pokemon all the time. What's wrong with you? You should hate this. I don't. Because I barely ever get it. So it's really cool to see. And my first Pikachu costume shiny. Now it's actually, this actually came back in the Pikachu anniversary celebration. But I have the shiny from 2020. I got the OG, which is really cool. I want to say this is from the wild. Yeah, it was from the wild. Yeah, I don't think I like did that many raids back in the day. Until, I think once it was 2021, late 2020, that's when I started doing a lot of remote raids. Because at the time, remote raids were only 100 Pokecoins. Shiny Piplup, Lopunny, Shiftry, Bombasnow, Sharpedo. Just like some random really, really dope shinies. We got the Ghastly. This was huge. So this is definitely Go Fest. Heatmore. You don't see this much anymore anywhere. So this is just such a dope one to see. I actually remember getting that. And you're going to be like, wow, your memory is crazy. I do not remember what I had for breakfast yesterday. But if you want to talk about this shiny Heatmore that I got while... It was actually close to while I got Han. Because Heatmore was similar in a close area to where I got shiny Sock. But I don't know if shiny Sock might have been later or before. Well, regardless, I remember shiny Sock, which you'll see, I got in, I'm pretty sure the similar area where the Heatmore was, because my aunt came to visit, and we went to the deli, and I caught in the parking lot. Not even true. I genuinely, I couldn't tell you what I had for breakfast yesterday, but I can tell you specifically that cash I got back in 2020. Good memories I have from Pokemon Go, for sure. I'm not sure what events these are to be able to get this many shinies. I do remember grinding Genesect. And this was when my friend from Arizona would go raid with his dad and he'd send me invites. And then I got my first ever legendary, but technically mythical shiny Genesect. This used to be rare because it didn't come back out as much, because it used to be kind of like shiny locked at sometimes. But now obviously it's out completely and it's actually coming back soon, but really cool to see, right? My first legendary 100% was the Moltres, and it was actually a Shadow, but I didn't know at the time that Shadows was like a good thing to have. And then once I figured that out, obviously I moved forward differently. Plusle, 100% Venusaur. Oh my days. I remember doing this raid. It was a remote raid, and I was shocked I did it. I'm not gonna lie. I was shocked that I got it. My first Mewtwo in Pokemon Go, the 9/20/2020. This was probably caught in research. I think this is an Apex Lugia, Apex Mewtwo that I purified. Glad I got the memories of it at least. Victini. Wow, that's nostalgic. Holy cow. That is an old event. If you know, you know. Shiny Patrat, Cricketots. I got the Krogunk there, as y'all saw with the hat. The Yanma. I mean, we're starting to get the good stuff. But then we get to this. Pikachu hat Lucario. Lucario hat Pikachu. I said it wrong. My dad caught this at the house. At a old house that we used to live at 3 houses ago. I've lived a lot in a lot of different houses in New York. And he was able to get it. I grinded all of every Spotlight Hour. I grinded everything. The Umbreon, the Charizard, the Lucario hat, and the Rayquaza hat. All 4, I grinded and got nothing. My dad, laying in the recliner watching his TV show, was able to get it shiny. But he knows Lucario is my favorite Pokemon. He was more than happy to give it to me. I said, you didn't have to. It's like, no, sure, you trade. I mean, I was able to get it. One of these days, I'm going to go and bottle cap it. If my golden bottle cap doesn't get used on a gold Jolteon. First Shadow Shiny. Omanyte. First ever Shadow Shiny. I was walking into the house from school. It was Cliff. And I got shiny. So dope, bro. Genuinely so beyond dope. Blown Marowak. From a raid day. Oh my days, I forgot this at a raid day. This is rare. Cubone hat Charmander. I got this from the PvP. The Go Battle League Halloween Cup. Great League Edition. You can only encounter this, from what I know of, from the Go Battle League. It never came back. The only time I actually like hard grind Go Battle League ever was for this. And it paid off. I will never go to Go Battle League ever again. Do not ask me to 1v1. Then we just have like other like pretty chill shinies, you know what I mean? Magby was my first baby shiny, which is pretty cool. I don't get that many baby shinies even to this day, honestly. But yeah, I mean, the time continues. We got our first shiny mythical from research, which is Celebi. That's pretty cool. Got my Champs, which is a pretty good Pokemon. Weavile. Illumise, which I thought was rare. I actually nicknamed it after someone from my stream recently. But this Pokemon I got on the incense walking around in my basement. I was watching Scooby-Doo. Yeah, I still can't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday. But I can remember that. And then... Oh, maybe it wasn't. No. I believe a shiny Illumise I transferred on my stream was the 2020. Because this lines up with the Kanto Tour. I believe this is the Kanto Tour, because the Hitmonchan shiny, I believe, came out during the Kanto Tour. So, this was technically from the Kanto Tour. I had one from 2020 that I caught watching Scooby-Doo. But at the time, I lived in Pennsylvania. Boom! I was right. Told you. Lived in Pennsylvania. I don't lie, bro. I don't have a good memory either. I don't know how I'm remembering this, honestly. Shiny Tangle is pretty cool. We got really cool shinies here. Personal favorite was Scooby-Doo. Something about the green I just thought was just super dope. Melmetal! The first time I got it, this was from research. You know, we'll see this later. This was from a raid, and it was snowing. I remember doing this raid. My mom was doing, like, loops around because she didn't know where she was driving in Pennsylvania at the time, and it was snowing. so we didn't move as much. So I was able to knock out this raid, and I was super surprised. Not only people joined the raid, and it was snowing, I didn't even need to remote raid it, and I was able to get a shiny with a snowy background. Now, obviously, it's not like the catch card or anything, but it's just like it was snowing and it looked cool. If you've seen snowing when you catch Pokemon, you'll know. It was super, super dope. Wow, we've got a lot of shinies. Shiny Ditto as well. Sandslash 98. The Fletchling Community Day. Dude, now we're starting to get into some nostalgic things, I feel like. Even Fletchling it's just nostalgic to me, bro. Something about it, bro. Another Castform shiny. Not the Shundo, but wow, is it darn close. Metagross. My first Metagross, actually. Shiny-wise. Another Minum, and then another Plusle. And then, look at this. This was actually a pretty big event. And I remember my mom only spent like $40 on Pokemon Go, which was huge at the time. Like, no, it was 30. It was 30. She let me spend an extra 10, which is huge. Usually she let me spend like $20 every month or two, which is still a lot. But she knew I liked Pokemon Go a lot. Again, I don't go to movies or anything like that. My entertainment's Pokemon Go. So, I got the shiny Chansey with a flower crown. I got this in a college area, actually. Because my mom used to drive around the college that we used to live nearby in Pennsylvania. And I got that because it had great spawns. That was there as well. It didn't have the flower crown, though. I hatched this. Amazing. Could not believe this. In the same batch, we got the shiny Bunnelby that I evolved as well. Pretty good IP as well. And if I didn't buy more Pokecoins, these two shiny hatches in the same batch would not have happened at all. Because I wouldn't have incubators to even get to them. So shout out to moms. Snivy here. Snivy Community Day. What an interesting one for sure. Shiny Glameow is a cool one as well. First and only time to get shiny Smeargle. Really cool one. I really do think. It's really hard to get this because it's very much shiny locked unless you're playing an event where obviously you can get it. And it's obviously it doesn't happen often. Am I on Do Not Disturb? I'm not. Wow. I was risking this whole video for 17 minutes. Holy cow. Low Tide shiny, some cool ones. I got a random Hundo. I remember it like shocked me when I got it too. I specifically remember. And now I remember Shadow Pokemon were good. So I kept 3 of them. And the reason I kept is because I kept my Shadow Rocket radars. You know, like the Giovanni Super Boss radar or whatever you want to call it. You know, I do this for a living and I don't know the name of it. Super Rocket radar. Bingo. But basically, I was told by JT Valor watching his video. And he was like, Moltres is the better fire Pokemon. It still actually is. I mean, it's like number 8 to 10 now. Like, Shadow Reshiram is number 1 now. But it was still really good. So that's cool to have for sure. Actually, I think this is my first baby Hundo. And this was a hatch as well. Eggs were just so good back in the day. They're actually pretty good still now. I'm not gonna lie. I got 100 Buffalant during the Go Fest. Oh, dude, the Gibble Community Day. So this Community Day is when I officially hit level 40 in Pokemon Go. And when you hit level 40 in Pokemon Go back in the day, in this time, you would be able to officially start to get XL Candy. So, super nostalgic for me. Also, this was just like the hype Community Day. June Community Days are always the most hyped. And the Tyranitar Shadow, not the best one, of course. Some random shiny. Shiny Bidoof. Wow, we caught both those in the same day. I want to say there was a specific pork that we went to, but can't remember everything. 2021 shiny Meltan. I want to say that was when the Meltans came out. Like, where... I don't know how to explain it. When they got unshiny locked. Like, it had to have been an event where it was unshiny locked. Would be my guess. Shiny Sock. Now we're at, I want to say, another Go Fest. I believe this is a Go Fest. Go Fest Day 1. This was caught in the same area as the Heatmor a year later. Time Pole. I haven't seen a shiny in so long. That's so beautiful. So beautiful. The first time Rockstar Pikachu got released. And back in the day, Rockstar Pikachu was actually, you had to choose that one or the Popstar. And it was not shiny available at the time. I know they came back in research recently, but yeah, it was really rare back in the day. Shiny Geodude, I remember catching, and the shiny Aeron in a... I was going to literally name drop a grocery store, but I can't do that. That would be unsafe. But in a grocery store. Shiny Pikachu. Now, obviously it said rare because at the time they were rare. The anniversary had it in the Catch 15 Pikachu's research, but still pretty cool. Shiny Beldum. This is still GoFest. Wow. I was grinding. Chimecho. I've not seen shiny Chimecho in so long. Holy cow. Homie, I was supposed to trade this to Prospect. Y'all don't know him. He's a YouTuber as well. Shiny Throws. This is technically a regional. Obviously, for people in the US, you're like, yeah, we see this every second. But just like how people across the world see Sock all the time and they're annoyed, that's kind of how we are with this. Actually, I'm really curious. Do you guys prefer the Sock Pokemon or do you prefer Throw? Let me know. Hippopotamus. Yo, I cannot believe this is all the same. Wow, this Reshiram was released in that time? That's crazy. Is this a raid? It was a raid. I don't think it was shiny at the time. 96% Rayquaza. Rayquaza, I guess, was remotely caught as a raid. That's tough. Meloetta, mythical catch as well. Wow. That is crazy. I remember I was a big shiny grinder when it came to not doing raids. Like, I mean, I did a lot of raids, don't get me wrong. I did a lot of raids. But, you know, I was more of a grinding for shinies in the wild. Nowadays, I just do my raids. We have our golden bottle cap that we have now. Shout out to OG Polaroid. We actually have a whole video coming on that soon on the main channel. But yeah, EV Community Day. The Halloween event. First Halloween Pikachu. Hoopa, 98%. Such a cool one, honestly. We could actually technically silver bottle cap that. Another shiny Mr. Mime. So to explain this, they basically rescheduled but still did the Safari Zone for Philadelphia. So I lived in Pennsylvania and technically I could have went. However, they made it the option at the time where if you didn't go, you could still do it globally a second time. I'm not even joking. Not even joking. I wish it told you that, though, in the tag. It doesn't, unfortunately. But yes, if you bought the ticket at the time, you could play it anywhere. So that was cool. And that was because, obviously, the timing in that time. So we got a bunch of dope shinies. Like, so many shinies for 2021. I can't wait for 2021 to be guaranteed lucky trades. Because right now is 2020 and further back. On to 2021, I have so many more. I got a Hundo Glaceon I remember getting from a raid, and I had it screen recorded on my other phone. My old phone that I have, iPhone 11, that I actually record like this for my main channel. I screen recorded catching it because I was trying to do a shiny encounter. I'll actually show you. December 23rd, 2021. Look at this. I powered it up nowadays. Look at that. A 1711. That's the Hundo. You know when this got? The 22nd. So I still have this, surprisingly. Actually insane. I think we should max this out. I'll make a YouTube video about it. I need more XL candy. But that would be a good one to max out for sure. Other stuff like the Pikachu I caught on Christmas Eve. I remember actually looking at Christmas lights. Got the Snorunt and Cubchoo. But I didn't get the Cubchoo the same night. I only got the Snorunt Pikachu the same night. Cubchoo was a couple days later. But Cubchoo is still amazing. Nowadays you only see that in eggs. Kyurem, Charizard, 98%. That's Mega Evolved. We have this Field Community Day. But we can go on and on about some of the Pokemon. I think now what we should start doing, we went through the nostalgia, is go through some of the rare stuff that I have. And we'll start off with Lucky and Shiny. I have 29 of those. Some of the big ones that I like is the Mega Lucario, which people threaten me all the time with wanting to transfer it. So we'll see when that day comes. But going forward, we have some cool stuff like this one where my aunt actually gave me this and said, "You make money playing Pokemon Go, I'll give you whatever you want, sweetie." Shout out my aunt. We got the Bonsly as well. Bonsly is a really dope one, honestly. We go forward, we have some random stuff like 96% Shiny B Unknown. Another Shiny Unknown, Shiny Mesprit, Pikachu, Unknown Y. More Metagross, Lugia from 2018. This is my friend from Arizona. He gave me his first ever shiny Lugia. Prospect, I'll never forget that. Appreciate that, bro. Shundo, Turtwig. Now, this, I traded my cousin. The same cousin that basically got me into Pokemon Go. He played this community day. And he didn't get a shiny Ditto with the background. I got 2 of them. So I traded him one of mine. Now, I knew technically he was getting the better trade. But I just want to give it to him. Why not? I can do what I want. And I ended up getting the Shundo for it. So, all's well that ends well. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I remember getting this, and this was somewhat recently of a trade. I wish it tells you when the trade happened. Oh, it does. Oh, that was 3 months ago. It's not even that long ago. Snorlax as well with the hat. Super dope. Shundo Unknown that I got not more than 2 weeks ago. Insane. I got this on the recliner. I think the recliner is the method, by the way. Just to let you know. Bouffalant as well. Super cool. Unknown Q, which I didn't get as well. So we got some of those. Now, we have shinies. What about some shiny costumes that are pretty cool, right? We have, I showed you a lot of the shiny costumes. We have some different ones, right? Like we have the Gengar here. We have the Umbreon that is from, it went globally, but at the time you could get it from the Go Fest from New York. We had the Pikachu Scuba from 2024 when it first came out, Piplup. The Snorlax from the Wild Area 2024. We had, there's a lot of random shinies. Personal favorite being the Sneasel. I love the Sneasel. The Floragato with the costume, amazing choice, by the way. Love that. Slackoth as well, beautiful, beautiful shiny. Love the costume. Beware with the costume, absolutely so dapper. Legit. The Dene, Pikachu, and Stantler. Just beautiful shinies all around. Wow. Both on Christmas, the day after Christmas. That's some good Christmas gifts, I'm not gonna lie. Then, you know, we have the Ditto with the background, and I was actually in Coronado, California for this, which is my favorite vacation spot. I don't know. I can't think of another spot that's better. It's just so nice. We recently got these Pikachus actually from the Pikachu event. One of my favorite personally that we're actually going to get to is London Chew. So big fan that I was able to get this. I'm going to silver bottle cap this whenever the next silver bottle cap comes out. Probably during the wild area, realistically. Ramen Pikachu and that Christmas Pikachu. Oh, and this. We got this recently actually, which is really dope. And the Wobbuffet. Final thing I should show you is Shundos. I have a total of 6 Shundos. We have the Unknown that I showed you, super, super dope. Shiny Turtwig that I showed you, which is super, super dope. Shundo Vulpix, which is super, super dope. A shiny bottle-capped Shundo, which was a 98%, turned to a Shundo. And if someone donos me 100 on my main channel, this goes bye-bye. And it's funny clips, and it hurts my heart. And it'll probably hurt everybody in the chat. The shiny Tropius, which I know it came back a couple times, but this was a 15, 13, 14, I think. So super cool to be able to do that. I love that personally. And then that one. If there's any other Pokemon that you would want me to look at, I would love for y'all to let me know in the comments below. There's certain Pokemon that you guys want to see. I know we could have went through catch cards, and the only ones that I think I should really show when it comes to the catch cards is... I'll actually show you real quick. Like, we have this background, which is a unique one. We have this one, which is a New York one. Kyogre, which is this wild area. We had the White Kyurem, which is unique. Like, show some of the unique one. This is unique. Oh, with the Regirock. Oh, this is huge, bro. 250 combat power. Shiny background. Not gonna be able to get that. A Dynamax background Entei. Again, just some like different unique ones. The wild area, super dope. More wild area. The seasonal shiny Terrakion with a background. Seasonal background. One of those. Cresselia. I actually got a Shadow Shiny with a background, which is insanity. It's actually crazy what crazy like stuff that you can get. Yveltal with this unique background. Articuno with the unique background. Black and white background. XSL with the Moltres background. Lugia with this background. I mean, there were so many different catch cards, and this is what I love about catch cards. Is that there's so many different ones of them. So beyond dope. Y'all can let me know in the comments below what you may want to see next when it comes to like maybe collection wise. Maybe we'll make videos on it. But I think for the most part, they're going to be more raw, authentic videos where I go over, you know, stuff that happens in events. Like the event that's playing right now where we're doing a bunch of Solgaleo raids and Gengar raids and Wobbuffet and stuff. And all the backgrounds that are in the wild. We're going to make a video on the summary of that when we finish the event. So thank y'all for watching. Catch y'all